Hey there, Lysandra Everett here, and I wanted to shoot this installment for my Diary of SIDS. I guess that's what I'm going to call it anyway. The reason I'm shooting this video is actually kind of in response to another mom who saw one of my other videos, and she was really very hurt. And person, if you're watching this, because I don't want to say your name or anything like that, if you're watching this, this what inspired me to shoot this part of the video. And what I really want to talk about is all of the emotions that you're gonna deal with if you're new. You might be newly have a new experience with losing your child, whether it's to SIDS or to by any other means. But and we'll all go through these stages differently and at different times. Nobody's experience is the same. So, okay, I'll get running my mouth and just get right into it. So the first thing that's going to happen is, it's like getting hit by a truck, right? It is the initial shock of losing your child. It's very numbing, for lack of a better term. It's kind of like, what? Like somebody, rings your bell, but that is really for a short time. The next thing is when the hurt really sinks in, right? And losing a child, I mean, that's a pain that I would never wish on anyone. Even the chiefest of my enemies, I would never wish that on anybody. And not only the pain, but then you start feeling guilty. You ask, if I had done so and so, would this not have happened? And what happened to me is one of the things that when the doctor basically gave an approximate time of death for my daughter, the only thing that went through my head was, if I had just not stopped at my mom's office, then I would have stopped this process, right? And I think I was blaming myself. If I had only done this, if I had only done that. And the truth is that there's nothing you could have done. And I really want you to get that, because, especially with SIDS and the way that the doctor explained it to me, he said, she could have been laying in your arms and you would have never known the difference. And it really took me a long time to finally figure out and finally accept it. No, this was not my fault, but I blamed myself for so long because I felt like if I had only, and I'm telling you now, regardless of how you lost your child, this is not your fault, okay? Unless you actively did something, right? Unless, but if you lost your child and your child died, this is not your fault, okay? So, then the next stage I want to talk about is the anger. When you lose your child, well, let me just go with me, okay? After my daughter died and, feeling the pain, I was angry. I was angry at God because I wanted to know how I could love her so much, and he took her from me. Okay, I don't know who that is, so don't wait. But anyway, so and what really made me angry is when I saw people abuse their kids, when I saw people mistreating their kids, and I would just say, why is it that they get to keep their kids and I don't have mine? And I was really angry with God. And I mean, I was very, it almost ate me alive, to be really honest with you. And that lasted for about 5 years, about 4 to 5 years is how long that lasted in me. And I was really, I was hard. I was hard to get along with. And I look back on that time now and I think I just wanted people to hurt as much as I was hurting. And, I wanted her back. I wanted her back. That's all I wanted. There was nothing else to satisfy that. I just wanted her back. Okay. The next thing is, one of the things that I did is I almost like made everything about her was a shrine, maybe. If I can't really think of what I want to call it, but it could have been anything of hers. I wanted to just hold on to it, and I wanted to hold on to it forever. It couldn't be touched. It couldn't be moved by anyone but me. And that is, a difficult thing to get through. And I think the only thing that forced me through that part was I was living in an apartment and it was time for me to move. And so I made a decision to give my daughter's things to one of my friends who was pregnant. And it was so hard. It was so hard packing her things up and giving them away, and I almost felt like I was giving her away. But I had to realize those were just things. They weren't her. They were just things. And so it wasn't saying that I didn't love her anymore or I didn't even love her things anymore. It's just that keeping them there was more of a reminder of her death for me, like I really needed more reminders, and just more a reminder of her absence. And it was hard giving her things away. It really was hard. The next point I got to was when I finally decided it was okay to not be sad and to not be angry and to not cry. And but mind you, it really took me moving away. I was living in Georgia at the time, and I had the opportunity to move to Baltimore. And that's what I did, because that was my opportunity to start over, to not have to look at all of the things that reminded me of that situation every day, being at the same place and seeing the same people. It just all kept bringing back, up those memories. So I took the opportunity to move, and it was such a blessing to do that, because at that point I could, really just start over with me and not have those constant reminders of going through that experience, driving past the cemetery every day where my daughter was buried. It was on my way to work, so I had to pass it almost every single day. And it was too much. And I had to get away. And then, I promise you, it starts to get better. You get to the point where you don't cry every day, that it's okay for you to smile. It's okay for you to have fun. It's okay to get your life back. You choosing to live it does not say that you don't love your child anymore, but you're still living and you still got life left. And what would your child say if they were just watching you waste away? I mean, I don't care how old your child is or was when they passed, but would you want your child to see you wasting away? And I promise you that your child would not want you wasting away. You still have life. Live it. And it's okay to enjoy it. You enjoying your life does not say that your child is not important to you. It does not say that you don't care, that you've forgotten about your child. It just says that you have life and it's okay to live. So, this is one of those processes that everybody goes through it at different times and at different stages. So don't feel like it's, it's been a year, I shouldn't be feeling like this. No, everybody's experience is different. I mean, like I said, I was angry for 5 years. For some people, it may take longer. It may not take that long. It just depends on you. And so, my final message is that just know that whatever stage you're in, whether you had this experience, my daughter died almost 20 years ago, know this, that it will get better. Day by day, it will get better. You will make it. You will get through it. And understand that your pain is not going to go away, because you're always going to have a place, and you're always going to miss your child and want them and want to hug them and all of those things. But you will get to the point where it doesn't consume you, and that is it's a good place to get to. But just don't rush to get there. Take your time, and when you're ready, you will get better. I won't say you'll heal. I don't believe that this is a wound that heals. It's just a wound that gets better and that you learn to deal with. Okay, so I hope this helps you, and my Facebook page is in the description box. I would love to connect with you. And let me say this too before I go. The main reason I want to connect with you is so that you have a safe place. Meaning that, when you're around your family and friends, they don't get it, right? They don't understand why you haven't gotten over it yet. They don't understand why you're still crying about it. But I do. And, maybe this will be a good outlet for you, so that when people around you don't understand or they don't want to hear it, then you have a friend that does. So, okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.